Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this week's episode of Retro Movie Review Theater, this week we're going to look back at a film that is loved by some and hated by many. The 1998 adaptation of Hunter S. Thompson's seminal work, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. A Terry Gilliam directed feature starring Johnny Depp and Benicio del Torro, it is a film that took over 15 years to get made. Oliver Stone and Martin Scorsese could not get it made. Jack Nicholson and Marlon Brando, attached as the two main leads, could not get this film made, nor Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi or John Malkovich. Only when Hunter Thompson met Johnny Depp and when Terry Gilliam agreed to replace Art Linson, who Thompson fired because he was a vegetarian who did not like to watch football, did the production of this film begin in earnest. The first question was the script, which Hunter approved and Gilliam wrote in about 8 days, only to rewrite in 2 days. For those of us who are fans of Thompson's work, especially Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, we understand that the book may not be filmable, just not translatable onto the big screen, both in image and in message. The humor, the commentary on what was then modern-day America, the stream of consciousness mixed with abhorrent, deviant behavior, juxtaposed against the extreme conservatism and obedience of a previous generation, a true counterculture. To those who have not read Thompson's work or have a specific bias against the counterculture of the late 60s and early 70s, all you would see is a mess of a drug film, a glorification of every poison one could ingest or inhale, of a subculture, an underbelly of America that is best not exposed to the general public. And in this way, it truly is a divisive film, and on many levels. Not only does it take a certain perspective of society to enjoy it, to accept it, but also to understand it. The film requires a knowledge of literature and politics and societal conflict that one cannot get from a 40-character post on social media. It requires awareness of the past and its implications on the future. Thompson's works, especially this one, never truly mirror the world in which he was reporting on. His world was askew, blurred by hallucinations and madness, a maniacal genius with a penchant for violence and a dislike for normalcy. He's a hero, a villain, a village drunk, and a college professor, all rolled into one. And Depp's performance is not too far off from what the real Hunter was like in real life. In fact, Thompson and Depp got along so well that Depp lived in Thompson's basement for months at a time, learning and observing and at times surviving. They would shoot guns at 3 a.m., aiming at nitroglycerin attached to propane tanks, smoking, drinking, and tapping their ashes on top of a wooden keg, which they later found out was filled with gunpowder. And this was even before filming began. And Hunter was getting older at this time, his ways a little more extreme and unpredictable. And yes, he does make a cameo in the film, which took 3 takes for 5 seconds of screen time. At first, Thompson trashed Depp's trailer waiting for his call. Eventually, he decided to draw a mustache across his face with permanent marker, which caused further delays in filming the scene. And when they finally got his face clean and ready to shoot, and by now you might be wondering, is he going to talk about the plot of the film? And to that, I say, okay, you asked for it. Raul Duke, Depp's character in Thompson's alias, is sent to cover a motorcycle race in Las Vegas for a sporting magazine. In reality, most of Thompson's stuff was written for Rolling Stone. He brings along with him his attorney and friend Dr. Gonzo, who is an alias for Oscar Zeta Acosta, who was well known in the civil rights movement at the time. They load up on every drug imaginable and head into the desert on a search for the heart of the American dream. On the way, they have to navigate police, the Vegas Strip, the ridiculousness of America's manufactured opportunity, represented by the casinos, hotel staff, nomadic strangers, and their biggest obstacle, themselves. At times lucid, at times murky, the story bounces from playful and caustic to downright violent and menacing. Any other attempt to explain the plot beyond that is fruitless. It meanders, like the book itself, which is why it does not lend itself well to a film adaptation for general audiences who need things spoon-fed step by step. However, it is a loyal adaptation, moving frantically, never in one single direction, bouncing with paranoia and nonsensical reactionary behavior. Not many critics liked the film back in 1998, and general audiences failed to show up for it. Director Terry Gilliam made it a point to put things into the film that would make audience members walk out, and when reports came back that this was happening, he seemed pleased, knowing that he had captured the essence of Thompson's work, because it's just not for everyone. Depp's performance spawned into a lifelong friendship with Hunter Thompson up until his self-inflicted death. To this day, Depp speaks lovingly about Hunter and tells some of the more ridiculous anecdotes about spending time with him, including the one where Hunter shaved Depp's head for the film while wearing a mining helmet with a flashlight attached. And Benicio del Torro went the extra mile to gain massive weight for the role, a decision that would hurt his career because other studios and producers would see him during this time. They thought he himself had become an alcoholic and was no longer employable. He failed to work for 2 years after the release of the film. No casino in Vegas wanted anything to do with the production. Thompson was on set a lot of the time, mostly just to walk around and shoot guns. It was budgeted at $19 million. The film only grossed 10, partly because the studio didn't know how to market the film. Since then, it's become a cult classic, a film that enjoys a following because fans of Johnny Depp find the performance unique and entertaining, or those who have read Hunter Thompson's works find a certain fidelity to the source material in spirit, if not always in actual adherence to the written word. And by now you're probably wondering, as the title of this video asks, is this film a mess or a masterpiece? Well, it's both. It is a mess. Thompson was a mess of a human being. The production reflected that mess. The story itself is a mess, a conglomerate of interlocking interactions between Raul Duke and the America he could not understand, and the America that was quickly turning in on itself, becoming a parody of what was and what was supposed to be. It is also a masterpiece because it was done with care and passion. The film accurately portrays the lunacy that Thompson coded the world with while reporting on pop culture and politics. It is acted masterfully, directed masterfully, and produced with such vibrancy and contrast, mainly the audaciousness of Las Vegas in the 70s, slicing through the desolation of the desert of the American Southwest, that even though one may not enjoy the subject matter, one cannot ignore the statement being made by both book and film. So, if you're like me, someone who has enjoyed Hunter Thompson's writings over the years, this film is a necessary addition to a Blu-ray collection. If you are not, you just may not get it. And 10 minutes in, you may just turn it off for something more mainstream. Either way, it remains one of Depp's best performances, and a testament to the reach and influence of a counterculture figure that helped us understand how little sense the world made during the middle of the 20th century. And that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you like this film? Do you have a favorite Hunter Thompson work? And do you think the film deserved a better reception from the viewing public? And if you want more retro movie reviews, or more movie reviews in general, click on the thumbnails at the end of this video. As always, thank you for watching, and remember, I'm still your reluctant gringo, and from south of the border, salute, and a huevo.